Chapter 7. It's a doozy. I'm going to read this one. How long is it going to take to get everything completed so you can retire? Well, that's totally up to you. There's a lot involved in retirement. It can be everything from sitting at your desk doing your job to going through all of your evaluations, follow-up medical appointments, coordinating with the VA, coordinating with all of your doctors to get all your records so that you can submit them, so that you can have the time with the VA to do the review, to see the PCM, primary care manager, to review any additional testing that you might have to go through for sinus problems, breathing, sleep apnea, not being able to bend, not being able to move an arm, multiple surgeries that you may have or have not had, injections, injuries. So it all depends. From personal experience, 12 months is not enough time. I would highly recommend, once you've made the decision to retire or to get out, it should be at least 24 months to prepare. 18 months is good. 12 is emergency, but highly recommend a 2-year window prior to your departure to start working through all this stuff. The hardest part about it is getting your medical records together, because they get lost as you go from duty station to duty station if you haven't kept a copy of your own. You have to go back and review all of your visits to the clinics or the doctors, all the outside doctors that you've seen through referrals, either from the military clinics or being pushed out through TRICARE. All that needs to be included in your record book, and that takes a lot of time to get together. If you don't have documentation to cover any of your ailments, injuries, surgeries, or anything like that, you are going to have a difficult time getting the compensation from the VA. I had the opportunity to have lost my medical record book for about 3 years when I took a time out. Luckily, the unit that I was with lost my records behind the file cabinet. So they actually found them when they were cleaning so that they could do a new addition to the facility. Conveniently, I happened to be just coming back, so it worked out well for me. However, there are a lot of documents from boot camp that were not in my file when I got it back. Later on in my career, I lost half of my records at an Army facility because they wanted to mail them to my next duty station. Well, that's not normal practice for the Marine Corps. They hand them to you, you carry them with you. So that could be a problem. You can always request to make copies or get copies of your records at any time. That way you have a copy on hand. Now with the digitized documentation, I think it's a little easier. However, I would have to verify that with somebody that's currently working with one of the local clinics. That being said, make sure that you keep a copy of your own records, especially if you're in possession of them and traveling between duty stations. Highly recommend scanning your documents in and burning them to a disk, whether it be a CD or DVD or thumb drive. That way you got it, just in case. Stuff it in a safe, safety deposit box, something like that. The amount of time it takes to schedule appointments, especially medical ones, it's very difficult to get them quickly. If you have had any surgeries, make sure that you get that doctor's reports and add them to your record book, especially if it's outside facilities, local hospital doing the work, vice on base. And that includes any type of referral that the TRICARE doctors push you out into your local town for. And that could be anything from psychological evaluations to cardiac evaluations, orthopedics, sleep studies, all that type of stuff. So make sure that you have every one of those things sent to you. They're supposed to send it back to have it updated into your record book. I promise you, it doesn't happen all the time. MRIs, x-rays outside of the base, always get copies. It is a requirement that they provide them to you if you ask for them. Never forget to ask for a copy. Coordinating with evaluations with the appointments. For instance, sleep studies for sleep apnea. It's become a real common thing of late for service members to be diagnosed with sleep apnea. They just recently changed it. The VA has a whole new process and percentage ratings and all that good stuff. But because of the way that we run our schedules, and you can do the research on your own, it affects how you sleep and your sleep cycles. Your circadian rhythm gets affected so much that it ends up affecting your sleep. Your sleep then affects your body. Your body then responds in kind. And from time to time, two extreme cases, I actually know someone that this happened to, his breathing stopped for 62 seconds multiple times throughout the night. And it's not just like snoring, it's like you completely stop breathing. And then you're basically startled awake to breathe and you gasp in the air. Sometimes you don't even wake up because you're so exhausted. Ask me how I know. So that's an important one to take care of, sleep studies. If you have any PTSD, do not hesitate to bring that up. Yes, you will have to do an evaluation with a doctor. It is worth the investment for you to take the time to talk about your PTSD and the things that you're holding inside. This goes back to your body as well as your being. You have to keep your fitness up and keep your body moving. Through meditation, it will help with your PTSD. If you're not meditating, you need to have another form of communication to get those things out so that you don't dwell on it and have issues later in life. With that being said, if you have concerns right now as you're reading and thinking about anything that could potentially be a trigger for your PTSD, take a time out. Call one of your buddies, send a text. Hell, it's available to us. 988. It's a Veterans Crisis Line. Do not hesitate to contact anybody. Your friends are the most important people that would put their life down for you at any given time. Don't hesitate to reach out to them. So what I'm going to do now is pick it up a little bit and change the topic, and we're going to focus on all of the last minute stuff. You got your gear to turn in, you have your paperwork to get signed off on, you have capstones to do, which is basically sitting down with the group of people that are retiring at the same time, going through all the classes, the LinkedIn classes, the VA classes, the medical classes, everything, so that you can go through the check boxes, so that you can go through your S1, J1, G1, whatever you want to call it, and out process. The capstone's an important piece. It needs to be done, and that is literally all the checks in the boxes so that you can actually retire. Once that's done, you're on easy street. It does take time. So to rehash, I suggest 24 months out, but can be pushed really, really hard to 12 months. I don't suggest doing that. The key things to worry about are all your medical report appointments, all your medical documents, any of your medical experiences, i.e. surgeries, casts, injections, all that good stuff, any testing that was done, appointments that need to be scheduled for follow-ups, whether it be for sleep studies, psychology, etc. And then finally, if you're having any issues, don't hesitate to reach out. Somebody's always there for you.